I know you've been, I know you've been, I know you've been, I know you've been.
That was a fucking belly flop.
Can you need me? Can you need me? Baby, baby. Can you need? You don't. Can you need me? Baby, can you need me? Can you need? I know you've been, baby, baby. Can you need me? Can you need me? Can you need me? Can you need me? Baby, I need. Can you need me? Baby, baby.
Hope this is good for your YouTube videos.
Can you need me? Can you need me? I know you've been, I know you've been, I know you've been. Can you need me? Can you need me? I know you've been, baby, baby. Can you need me? Can you need me? Baby, can you need me? Can you need me? Baby, baby, I love. Can you need me? Can you need me? Baby, baby.
So, you're looking to travel the east coast of Australia, and it is the most exciting thing ever. There's so much cool stuff you can do, and one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. But I'm going to go through everything, hopefully everything you need to know about travelling the east coast, and yeah, let's get to it. So, first things first, packing. What do you actually need to pack? So, I've packed for a year. Usually the working holiday visas, which I'll go over in the video, are a year long, and then you do like 3 months of farm work to be able to get like your second year visa. So I sort of just, I bought this bag, I wanted to go light, I wanted to be able to take it on the planes without having to check it in, and yeah, I just wanted it light just to be able to carry around as well, but sort of big enough to be able to sort of fit everything in. But yeah, I've got the Osprey 40 litres, which is sort of the maximum you can take on a plane. I took it on, I flew it from England to Australia, I took it on domestic flights as well, and no one said anything, so I guess it works. But yeah, let's get to it. First things first, attach the outside of my bag, because there's no room on the inside. I've got my snorkel, which I actually bought over where I am at the moment. I'm actually in Perth at the minute, which I'm going to be doing another video for the West Coast. But yeah, so I only bought this since I got over to the West, because some really cool snorkeling spots. But yeah, let's open it up. Alright, so this is my laundry bag, which I packed. Really cool to have just a separate bag for it, where I've got like my toothbrush, toothpaste, face cream, because it's kind of hot and salty, so your face gets kind of dry. Just general stuff really. Shampoo, that is about it. Toothbrush, toothpaste, that's about it. I've got, I bought packing cubes, so I've actually only used a couple of them. Packing cubes are so good because this is my whole year's worth of clothes. So when I say whole year's worth, it's 7 days worth. I've got 4 tops. This actually needs a wash, so some of the clothes might be dirty. But I've got like 1 t-shirt, the one I'm wearing now, some boxers, another t-shirt. So I've got 4 t-shirts, 5 pairs of socks, yeah, a couple pairs of shorts, yeah, mostly white socks, but that's pretty much it. That's all you need. You just wash them every week. You don't need a whole lot of clothes. If I'm honest with you, you end up just all overpacking. and the best thing to do is just pack minimal, and then if you do need clothes, just buy it out here. It's not that much of a big deal. There's some good shops like Kmart, which is like the Australian Primark. So yeah, it's pretty cheap in there, to be fair. But yeah, I'm happy with how much I packed. I've been travelling now for coming up to 3 months, and it's literally been perfect. I've literally done a whole week every time, washed it, and yeah, it's been sweet. So I bought this as well. I bought this, which is for the washing. Some hostels provide you with powder, some of them don't. So I bought this. It's a bit battered, as you can see. But yeah, they're so easy. Just buy one of these, and you just literally just chuck it in the wash. Everyone probably knows how to do the washing. But yeah, I just carry this around when I need to do a wash, chuck one of these in with it, and it smells so fresh. Then I've got my GoPro case, which I didn't really need to take with me, because even though I've been using my GoPro all the time, this is literally just a box, so I'm debating whether to throw this away. But yeah, again, this is what the video is for, to show you guys what you need, what I regret taking as well. And in here I've got, it's a lucky charm, what my dad actually gave me before I left for good luck. So it's worked so far. So this is another packing cube. I've got this one just for a few, just random bits really. So if you watch one of my first videos, I packed Uno, and I bought this just before I come out here, just because I knew it was going to be an icebreaker, and it's worked every time. It's so good. Because if you're drinking or like you want to meet some people, just go sit with them and just be like, do you want to play Uno? Everyone knows how to play it. Everyone from every country. It's just such a universal game. Probably the best purchase which I've bought since I've been on the trip. So yeah, if you are going, buy Uno. It's so good. I've also got a second. What is going on here? I've got a second, what is it called, portable charger, just in case my first one died. I actually forgot I had this until now. So my phone actually died today and I could have used it, but yeah, good to have. I've got a second portable charger, which I'll just get. Which is this one, it was on charge. Yeah, this one's brilliant. I've literally used it every single day. It's BSYYO, if that rings any bells. But yeah, literally used it every single day, and yeah, this is a must when you're travelling. But yeah, I've got two. Also got an empty box of cards, which I was using, but the box somehow vanished and reappeared in my bag, into this bag. I don't know how, but yeah, we'll find the cards in a minute. A bag cover for when it's raining, if you don't want your bag to get wet, which I haven't even used yet, even though it has been raining. Again, I forgot I had this. A pen. I've got a pen because, I don't know, but I haven't used that either. And this is just a cable for the portable charger. So I'm really glad that I've got this other bag, because this is my electronics bag. This is where I keep my GoPro batteries. This is where I should be keeping my portable chargers, but I don't. Maybe I would have found it if I kept it in here. I've got some like just USB thing for the SD card on GoPro, and yeah, just like plugs, things like that. So yeah, it's good to have the packing cubes though, because it does keep everything so organised. And then the last thing in my bag for the year backpack is my laptop case. I'll just keep it right at the bottom of my bag, just so I know it's safe, and if someone was to open my bag, it wouldn't be straight in the point of view. But yeah, in here, I've got my MacBook, I've got another hard drive for storage, I've got this where you can plug the SD card in, because MacBooks do not have USB slots. Well, my one doesn't anyway. So I've got to have this to put into it, and then you can put your SD card straight into this adapter. And I've also got my AirPods in here, which again is such a good thing to bring. Either earphones or AirPods, they're so good, because when 90% of the time, well, probably not 90%, probably 50% of the time, you're going to be walking alone, and yeah, music is one of the best things ever. But yeah, you're never going to be alone in Australia, especially when you're doing the East Coast as well. There's so many travellers. So yeah, that's the bag. Oh wait, I've accumulated another bag. So this other bag, someone I met on the East Coast actually gave it to me, which I'm so thankful for because I needed it desperately. In here I just keep everyday stuff, so this is my day bag. Just got a bottle of sun cream, which was about $16, which equals to about £6-7. Got my deodorant. I've got a pair of swimming shorts because I've just done the West Coast as well, so I needed these. Kept them in my day bag. I've got a book for reading on the beach. Got some cooking oil because we was camping. Got some like shower gel shampoo. I don't know if this is women's, but it works very well. Microfiber towel, which is another really good purchase if you're going travelling. Microfiber towel is so good because you can quickly have a shower, hang it over your bunk bed, and it literally dries within hours. Such a good purchase again, but the only thing is, if you dry yourself and you fold them up straight away, they smell so bad. So yeah, if you are using one, just make sure when you dry yourself, you hang it up on the end of your bed and then it stops it smelling. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got a drone in here. Another really good purchase, mainly just for the videos. You're going to be seeing some drone shots, you might have already seen them. So yeah, that's a really cool purchase, and I got it from a shop out here. It was about $800, so it's about £400. Well good purchase, and then I've just got the controller for it as well. And yeah, it's loads of fun. So where do I begin now? There's so much I can tell you about. There's literally so much to go over, so many great places, but let me just begin with firstly the visas. So you can get a few different types of visas. You can firstly get the 3-month visa. The 3-month visa is, as it says, just for 3 months, and it's just a tourist visa. Bear in mind, if you are just doing the East Coast and you are just looking to travel, it may be a good option. A lot of people do the East Coast in 4, 5, 6 weeks. The reason being is because things get booked up quite quickly, so you need to sort of jam pack it all in, and it's plenty amount of time to do it all. But yeah, I'm on a working holiday visa. For the working holiday visa, you need around, I think, £4,000 in your bank account, and you've got to send a screenshot of your bank account to prove that you've got that. Just so that they know you can go into the country and straight away you've got money. As well, you've got to answer some questions online, whether you're like a convict, things like that, just so they know that you're a safe person to come into the country. But apart from that, getting the visa's pretty easy. I mean, I applied for mine and it got granted the next day. So yeah, it's pretty easy, and once you're over here, you just get straight into the swing of things as well. So secondly is the budget. It's a mad topic because everyone spends different amounts all the time, and of course it depends what you want to do as well. So I'll put up my plan now, and this plan is what a travel company designed for me, which I'd highly recommend because a travel company doing it, they know all the best spots, they know the best things to do, best hostels to stay in certain locations, and they're able to sort of really book stuff around certain things which need booking in advance. So the things which need booking in advance, if you are booking it on your own, would be Fraser Island. You can either do a day tour, 1 night, so 2 days, or 2 nights, which would be 3 days. I only managed to do the 2-day one because the 3-day tour got booked up quite far in advance. I booked Whitsundays as well. Whitsundays is a crazy boat tour where you go around snorkeling, you go on Whitehaven Beach, which is a fantastic beach. The sand's like really white and the ocean's like really clear, it's unreal. So they're the two main ones which they book. So say one's on like the second week of your travel, one's on like the third week, and everything else they sort of book around it. So like different locations, different hostels. You might say to them, I want to spend like more time in Airlie Beach or more time in Noosa, and they'll sort of plan the trip around those. So yeah, going back to the budget, I got a little bit sidetracked, but the budget, I asked a lot of people on the East Coast how much money they spent in total doing the whole East Coast. I asked them at the end of the trip, which was in Cairns, that's like the last destination. Most people said they spent about £5,000, which may be a lot, may not be a lot, but with that £5,000 we're doing Melbourne, Sydney, Byron Bay, Noosa, Airlie Beach. It pays for like all the train tickets all the way up to Cairns. You're doing Fraser Island, which again is camping. You get foods. You drive like 4x4s on the beach. Done Whitsundays, which is boat tour again. You get fed, and all you got to do is bring your own alcohol. Yeah, all the hostels, literally everything. All I had to pay for when I wasn't on those boat tours was my own food. So yeah, I spent for that whole tour. My tour cost me $3,100, like the whole trip. And yeah, you're not on the same tour group. You're meeting different people along the way, but I just called it a tour because it's like a plan where you're doing over like 4 or 5 weeks. And yeah, I spent $3,100, so that equates to £1,600 roughly. It's about half. And then foods and alcohol, I was spending about $50 to $60 a day, which is £25 to £30 down food as well. So yeah, I mean, I had such a good time, so it's definitely worth it. But you can do it cheaper if you want to just live off of super noodles, or you want to just starve yourself. You can do it, but the main things which you need to spend money on are the tours and like Fraser Island boat cruises and everything else. They're so worth doing. I wouldn't miss out on any of it, 100%. So when I said about the Greyhound Pass, that is the main port of transport across the East Coast. It's designed for backpackers to get around. So you can buy a 30-day pass, which is about $300. And that 30-day pass, you've got to book your seat in advance, and say you get it in Melbourne, you get a bus to Sydney, and then you stay in Sydney however long you want. You book your next ticket to the next location, stay there however long you want, and you just work out the East Coast. And that's as I was saying, you can do it in 4 weeks. So it's well enough time to do it. And that Greyhound bus is so good. They got Wi-Fi on the bus as well, so it's literally driving for like 7 hours and you've got Wi-Fi. It's got like little what they called? No, they're really wrong. Little bits, USB plugs where you can charge your phone, and everyone on the bus are backpackers. So you're going to like the same location as like a ton of people. You get speaking to people on the bus, make friends, you get off, you're like, oh, where are you staying? They go, oh, I'm staying here. I've met so many people just from the bus. So if you are travelling up the East Coast, definitely do the Greyhound bus instead of flying, because yeah, you'll be able to meet so many people that way as well. Well worth doing. Alright, so hostels. This is a bit of a tricky one because there's a lot of really, really good hostels, but there's also some really terrible ones. But yeah, it's there's so many for me to go over, but if you do have any questions about the hostels, just let me know in the comments and I'll reply within hours. Like, I'll reply as quick as I can. But yeah, some of the hostels are super good. They're like hotels. Some of them got like really nice swimming pools, really nice facilities. They've got big kitchens where you can cook. Some of them have got really small kitchens, no swimming pools, no aircon, and they're really stuffy. But I know pretty much all the hostels up the East Coast, so if you do have any questions about that, it might be a bit easier. Drop a comment and then I'll answer any questions about the hostels. But the hostels are roughly between 50, well, you can get some $30 to $100 a night. The most expensive one I stayed in was $70 in Byron Bay, but with that one, it's called the Surf House. It was the best hostel I stayed in, and they had surfboards hanging up, and you could just take surfboards and just run down the beach with them as like whenever you wanted to. You just rent them, for free. So yeah, it was super good. But yeah, the $30 hostels, some of the ones I stayed in were really rough. They had like cockroaches in the kitchen. So yeah, maybe sort of, if you don't want to spend too much money, maybe go for like the ones which are around $50. It's a good rule of thumb. They're usually pretty good. The $30 ones, they're cheap. Usually people living there have just like, they've got jobs in the city, they just want something cheap. But again, you do meet really good people in the cheap ones, so it's up to you what you want out of your trip. So the travel companies, the travel company that most people use is called Happy Travels. They got branches in a lot of different hostels. So like there's one in Byron Bay, for example. You go into the hostel, they got like they're part of the hostel. They've got like an agreement with them. So when you go in, you can just book stuff there and then you can sit down with them. They'll show you photos and everything else. The one I actually booked was Summer Travels. The reason being is because I stayed in a hostel in Sydney where I booked my trip, and they were just downstairs. So I just went down, I got recommended to them by someone in the hostel. But yeah, Happy Travels or Summer Travels, check them out. A big question which I had before I left is, would I be able to meet people on the East Coast? And the answer is yes. I know it's weird me saying it, and I was watching videos at the time thinking, how can you just say yes? What if I'm different to you? And everything like that. But trust me now, even the most introverted people make friends, because the Greyhound bus is a good way to make friends because you're travelling. To be honest, I haven't made as many friends on the Greyhound bus, but I've met a lot of people and made a lot of friends on there anyway. The main thing where you're going to make friends is in hostels. The reason being is because check into your hostel, you go to your room, you're in like an 8-bed room or a 6-bed room or even a 4-bed or maybe a 10-bed, I don't know. But you go into the room and people just start speaking to you. They're like, oh, hello, like you got new roommates, and then you end up speaking to them about their plans. They're like, oh, do you want to go out for a drink with us? We're all going out for a drink. And I'm like, yeah, of course I do. Go out with them, they bring other people into the conversation, you meet, it ends up being like a big group of you, and then like you end up travelling up the East Coast, bumping into the same people, and then they meet new people, you meet new people. So yeah, with making friends, do not be worried about it. It's so easy. Even if you barely talk to people, people are in the same mindset of solo travelling. Most people are solo travelling, so everyone's out there trying to make friends. So everyone's going to be, if you can't initiate conversation with certain people, they'll more than likely initiate conversation with you. So with the making friends part, do not worry about it. You are covered, trust me. And if you don't make any friends, give me a comment down below and I'll fly over and I'll make friends with you. Alright, so alcohol. I mean, it's kind of expensive, just to be truthful with it. In bars and everything, you're probably going to pay for like $10, $12 for like vodka, lemonade or something. So a lot of people result into drinking goon, which you've probably heard, maybe not, but goon is just a box of wine. It's just like a box and it's in like a bag and it's got like a little thing what comes out and then you like a little tap and then you fill your cup up and it tastes terrible, but it gets you so drunk. So that's the main thing people drink over here is goon, because it's like you get like 4 litres and you don't need a lot. Well, I don't need a lot, I'm a massive lightweight, so I have like 3 cups and I'm absolutely gone. But yeah, that's the main thing people drink. But if you do want to save money on that side, definitely get the goon. If not, if you haven't got a bit of money to play with, yeah, you can drink out. I mean, $10, $12, it's about £6, £7 maybe for a drink. So it's not too bad, but when you're traveling, you want to sort of stay on a budget because you want to be able to pay for that skydive or the boat tour or whatsoever. So yeah, definitely recommend drinking the goon, and you do kind of get used to it after a while, maybe. Alright, so some bonus questions which I've been asked, and yeah, I'm excited to tell you guys. So the first one is, what's the craziest hostel I've stayed in on the East Coast? And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people can vouch for me on this one, but it's by far the craziest is Gilligan's in Cairns. This hostel is nuts. So the setup is that you've got all the rooms on one side building and not underground, but on the ground level, you've got all the club, and it is mental. So for one, if you haven't got earplugs is another good thing to have. If you haven't got earplugs, it's going to be kind of hard to sleep at night if you're on levels 3 and below. If you're, well, level 3, I heard the music, I can kind of sleep, I can sleep for anything. But yeah, 3 and below, you can hear the music. But downstairs, they do different events every night. It's mental. So you're not allowed to film any of the events. The first event, you've got like pole dancing competition, which is just random people in the hostel who sign up for it. And it's like people pole dancing, getting naked, and you're just like, whoa, what is going on here? The second event is jelly wrestling, where there's 2 people in like a big rubber dinghy with all jelly everywhere, and they're wrestling to get the it's like something wrapped around their ankle, they have to get it off the other one, and they're like full on wrestling, and it's absolutely mental. Like you look around, you're like, am I in a hostel, or like what is going on? And yeah, there's another event which is I think they're the 2 main events. The other one's like speed dating. It's just that kind of vibe, but it's just like more like a party hostel. But yeah, it's it's mental. Like, but if you are solo traveling or you're traveling with a few friends, you do want to experience it, definitely book there for like a night or 2, because yeah, it's a good experience, but it's just absolutely mental. I've never experienced anything like it in my life. I didn't even know about it before I went there. And I went there, and imagine just getting thrown into it, and you're just like, what is this place? It's just so what the hell? But yeah, that is the craziest place I've ever been to. So another question I get asked is what's my favourite places on the East Coast? So I've got a few. The first one would be Byron Bay. Byron Bay is unreal. Like if it's not on your list to go to, definitely put it on there. It's so chilled. Everyone walks around barefooted. It's really hippie. It's just like not a whole lot around. You've got like all the main shots, but it's like got a beautiful beach, really nice. Oh, it's unreal. It's like a real surfer town as well. So yeah, and if you go there, a hostel to stay in would be the Arts Factory. It's like a real hippie sort of hostel. You stay in like tents, and everyone's just walking around getting barefooted. It's such a cool vibe. It's a good experience. Or if you want something a bit more like a hotel sort of style, stay in the surf house because you get the free surfboards as well, what you can take out. Another good place is Airlie Beach. Airlie Beach is very similar to Byron Bay in the sense that it's really laid back, but it's very modern. So you've got a lot of bars, a lot of shops, everything else. But yeah, that's such a nice area as well, and it's got such a good nightlife. If you're staying in Airlie Beach, Nomads Hostel is definitely the place to stay in. It's like it looks like a massive campsite, but it's all like different cabins, and yeah, I met so many people there, and that's the main hostel to stay in if you're doing the Whit Sundays tour. The Whit Sundays tour, literally you walk from Nomads and it's probably a 10-minute walk to where the boat parks. And the Whit Sundays tour, which I went on as well, which I forgot to mention, was called Spank Me. Crazy name, but yeah, it was so good, really chilled. But I think with the boat tours as well, it depends who's on the boat. It doesn't really, I don't think it really matters what boat company you book through. All it takes is a group of absolute party animals to be on there, and then it'll be a party. Or like everyone being chilled, and then it'll be chilled. But yeah, Nomads is the place to stay in Airlie Beach. And my final favourite place, so I'll do top 3, would be Noosa. The reason why Noosa is my favourite, again, is because it's quite modern. You've got the beach and everything, but it sits closely to my heart because in one of my other videos, if you check it out, I actually stayed with a family. And it was crazy. So the way I met the family, I was in Melbourne and I went into a dorm room, and I just so happened to be in the same room as a guy called Shane, who turned out to be the coolest person I've ever met in my life. And he was just like, oh, you're going up to Noosa? And I was like, yeah. He was like, stay in mine. And I was just like, are you sure? I've literally just met you. He's like, yeah, it's fine. He called his dad was like, yeah, come round. He called his mum was like, yeah, come round. So I came to my hostel and I got nearer to there, and I was just like, called him up and I was like, is it still alright if I stay? And he was like, of course mate, come round. So he ended up picking me up from Noosa, and he lived in a town called Newmundi, which is about a 20-minute drive it was to his town. And it turned out to be the coolest family I've ever met in my life. They're all so chilled, so relaxed. They're so like so kind. They're like helping me out, helping me do my washing, like giving me food, and I'm so thankful for what experience they gave to me, because they really showed me that there's a lot of hope in the world as well, that there is nice people out there. And yeah, if you're watching this, any of the family, I love you all. You are the best people I've met in Australia, so thank you for giving me such a good experience. But yeah, if you haven't seen the video, please check it out, because you'll be able to see firsthand what it was like living with them. So finally, what is my plan now? I'll be honest, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm currently in Perth. So I've done the whole East Coast. I started in Melbourne, ended up in Cairns. I was in Cairns. I met a few of my friends from back home over there, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to book a flight to Perth. So I was actually I booked a flight to Perth, went on to a tour, which was the Uncle Brian's tour, where they take you all around the rainforest and everything. And I met a girl there who said she was also going to Perth. She just happened to be on the same flight as me. Don't ask how, I've no idea. So we flew over to Perth together, and then there was another girl who I met in Gilligan's who she was friends with, and we decided to do a road trip. So I've just finished doing the road trip from Perth all the way to Exmouth, so most of the West Coast, and it was the best road trip ever. But that's enough of that. I'm going to post another video of the road trip, everything you need to know for that, the budget, everything which I've gone over here. But yeah, it was so cool. I can't wait to post a video and show you guys. But yeah, if you do have any more questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them. I'll get a notification when someone comments on the video, so I can literally answer straight away. I hope you enjoyed it. If you can like and subscribe, that would be great. If I did miss anything, please let me know. Hopefully I didn't. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Peace out.
They've literally got the full fucking setup here. They got a tent, they've got a table, and they got I almost fell over. They got a tent, they got a table, and they got someone with a shopping trolley selling alcohol. This is the best beach party I've ever been to in my life. Right, let's go in. Shuffle the cards. Yeah, that's fine, it's a screensaver. Right, get ready to be amazed by my magic trick.
Yeah, I want to know.
Let me just have a look at the card. Right, you ready? Say stop. Now? Show the camera.
Yeah.
Right, now, shuffle. Yeah, remember the card. Ah, this guy's good. Finger the card. Get it on camera. No, don't take one. Finger the card. Right, watch it. I'll take one out from the middle. What's your card?
Show it to us.
What is it?
Jack of Diamonds.
Jack of Diamonds? There it is!